It's been about 2 weeks, and I still don't know what to say or how to say it. And so mostly I've been thinking. But you think too much about anything and you start to lose your reason. You think too much about race and you forget how to speak. Because to think about race in America is to examine history, and to examine history is to eventually consider hate. And to consider hate, to consider hate for too long is to constantly beg to God, but I don't understand, and the constant begging for answers, well, it's making my tongue weak. You see, I've been meditating on white supremacy, and I've been thinking too long about words, and it's just really hard to speak. I'm losing my reason. If black life doesn't count, then how can black words matter? And so to maintain my logic and protect my mind, I took a step back. I chose to retreat. And so it's been 2 weeks and you may not have heard much from me. But you don't have to guess at what I found in my meditations. Many black voices around the country have already made it clear, and more eloquently than I ever could, with clear eyes, sharp aim, honest words, and unrelenting determination. And that's why I hold black voices so dear, and I trust black voices, because when I needed to retreat, to rage, rest, and renew in silence, when the rage I feel finally caught and quieted me like a nail in my throat, they gave me presence, they raged out loud, they carried me, they spoke, and I trust black voices. I've been waiting for the right time to speak up for myself. And honestly, this still doesn't feel like the moment. I don't feel charitable or ready or well. I feel the nail. However, I feel I should probably speak up now, because I suspect there may be people who will not hear the voices outside raging right now, or feel what's being said right now in this crucial moment for now, if they don't hear it from me right now. So this may be sloppy, imperfect, clunky, meandering, yes. Long, yes. An anarchy of grammar, yes. And there will be no links to resources outside of my lived experience, but I think it might be necessary for you to read on nonetheless. Because I am your only black friend. There it is. Because I am many people's only black friend, or one of a few. Because there is only one of me and many of you. Because I was one of the few on your school bus. Because I was one of 2 at your sleepovers. One of 3 in your class. The only one in your cast. Because I am the first black girl you dated. Because you never considered it an option before. Because I doubt I'm the first black girl whose hair you dug your fingers into. But my head must have been the first to introduce you to hair grease. Otherwise, why would you have pulled your hands back and said, ew? Because you were my first argument about privilege. When I first started to really understand the word, because we argued about my father's privilege versus your own, because we love each other and we're older now, and I don't think we'd ever have this argument again, but when I reflect back on it now, I think at the time, I must have been your only black friend. Because I am the one steady black face at all your dinner parties, part of a smattering and the audiences at your plays, part of the handful at your weddings, because I am the one person you feel safe to say certain things to say the things you fear most about yourself deep down out loud, because mine are the only black hands to have ever held your young child. I am 33, a Virgo, and the absolution you keep on file. I am the black friend, TM. And as such, I am a black person who finds herself quite frequently in overwhelmingly white spaces. Spaces where I am my only black friend, TM. Spaces where the temperature is always set low because most of the people are white and the air is kept cool with lip service. Spaces where people freebase the term inclusion but can't swallow the word racist. Spaces where I am the only fish who knows that what she's swimming in is not air but water, and she's not swimming, she's drowning, but somehow she's learned how to drown and live at the same time. Spaces where there is no daylight between your whiteness and your comfort, but nothing but distance between my black consciousness and my peace. I am your black friend, TM. And usually we don't keep secrets between us, you and I. But I haven't been talking to you lately or returning your texts because I don't like telling lies. And I've learned you don't do too well with certain truths. Yes, you, my white friends, my allies. But it's time I speak up for myself and stop reinforcing the mythologies you built up inside and ask you the questions that have been knocking around my mind. As your black friend, it's time I ask you, why? George Floyd's death was a senseless tragedy, but black lives matter before they are robbed of breath. Why did a black man need to be made into a martyr to purchase your advocacy? Why did you require a black death? Why is my living testimony not enough to purchase to ignite your daily rage? And how do you define friendship if it does not include the desire to see your friends live happy, safe, and free? What is an allied action if not a radical act of love, a radical act of friendship? Why was my black friendship not enough for you to advocate for me? Systemic racism is not only made manifest through police brutality and the murder of black bodies. It is systemic. It exists at every joint and elevation in the system, a system you have always had the power to interrupt. Why did it take you so long? Why did it take you so long? So take courage, open your eyes, open your mouth, and speak up. Why? Why are you not willing to put life and limb on the line to protest racial injustice in the streets of our nation, yet have been unwilling to sacrifice at times even the smallest vestiges of your comforts in conference rooms, rehearsal halls, classrooms, and kitchen tables in your home communities to advocate for me? To echo my concerns, to challenge your own bias, to challenge your peers, to speak truth to power, to believe my stories, to risk being an outlier, to embrace accountability, to help me get free. When you decide your day is done, you get to lead the protests in the streets. Why before have you not been willing to protest where you eat? And how? How are you going to stay in the struggle? How are you going to stay in conversation with yourself and other white people about racism and not lay down your guilt on me, a black friend, or one of your other three? How are you going to stay committed to the unlearning, the discomfort, the growth? I know I seem ungrateful for your actions of late, your messages of hope, love, support, pledges to be better. But you see, we've been here before, and I know better. And I know we'll be back again. And I am afraid of what happens between now and then. Please hear me when I say there need be no more martyrs. There never needed to be one. And I know you are trying to grieve with me, but you are not paying taxes to the states with the lives of your sons and daughters every month. However, I am appreciative. And I know you are searching for the right thing to do. But you see, I am in a crisis of faith. A crisis of faith in you. You see, I have been training to live in this racist system my entire life, doing reps with every breath, strengthening my resilience every time I push back or push down a racist aggression. I've built the endurance. Black people, we have endured, and here you are flexing your advocacy with all your might, and honestly, I'm afraid you can't sustain it because you weren't raised for this fight. This will be the fight of your life, and I want to win with you, I do, but if we're going to get free together, I know one thing to be true. You can't put this down when you start to feel fair weather. You have to keep pushing if we are going to get there together. You must protest in your heart for us, even at your wedding. You must stay vigilant because at some point, Black Lives Matter will stop trending. Our freedom must be inextricably linked to your life. You must stay in the fight. You must do better. But I do. I really do want us to win together. I do. So, okay. I will make this one last concession for you. If you need a Black Death to keep you motivated, I think it's past time you knew. Because I am your Black friend, your ally. And I have been dying every day in front of you. Because there are things that happen that kill me a little bit all the time. Behaviors, beliefs, and biases that in aggregate, in the end, may quite literally rob me of years of my life. And the fact that you had no clue, well, buddy, that's killing me too. So, take courage. Gather yourself, bear down, do what you need to do. Donate, research, protest, post, vote, be an interrupter, fail, learn, repeat, be a friend, do better, and remember, love too, because I am your Black friend, your ally. And all this time while I've been fighting for myself, I've also been fighting for you.